The Greek word for overhear that Mark uses, brilliant word. It has 3 different meanings, not one meaning. It has 3 different distinct meanings where he says that Jesus overheard them saying, she's dead, why bother? She's dead. Sorry. Okay. 3 definitions. To overhear something not intended for one's ears, to refuse to listen or discount the truth of something. Okay. To refuse to listen or to discount the truth of something, or to pay no attention to. Listen to this. He uses the word parakousos. Parakousos. It means to ignore. To ignore. It means, give me that real quick. It means to know that a message is trying to come through. See, this was not an interruption. This was an illustration, because that button says decline. And what it means is, watch this. It means that, do it again. Just because she wants to talk doesn't mean that I have to answer. Now, sometimes in my mind, do it again. I have to decline the devil like 5 times a second. You thought I was gonna say 5 a day. No. I'm way worse than that. My mind is way crazier than that. It means, do it again, that she's saying, I want some FaceTime with you. And I'm having to make a decision in this moment. Decline, or accept. You are making this decision every time. That's the devil. I found the decline button that says parakousos. That means I heard what you said. Do it again. I heard you tell me it's over. I just choose to believe that I don't have to accept this message just because it's coming through. As a matter of fact, some of y'all need to tell the devil before you even leave this service, I heard what you said, but I decline. I heard you tell me, lay down and die in the valley of the shadow of death, but I decline. This is the divine decline. Oh yeah, it's knowing that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So now get this. Let's go. You ready? Jesus didn't hear it. He just didn't respond to it. It isn't that you don't know that you're broke. It's just that you are not defined by that because you are too busy moving forward in faith toward what God called you to be. Even about myself, I accept myself because God accepts me. I know I'm jacked up. I know I got a long way to go. I know I'm selfish sometimes, but I'm still preaching these sermons to you because I decline to be defined by what I'm not when the great I am lives inside of my spirit. He gives me life to my mortal body. Jesus said, I can't talk now. I heard what you said. I hear you. They're loud talkers like Holly. Holly is the loudest talker in the world. We don't fight about a lot of things, but we fight about this. Because when we're out in public, I'm like, keep it down, babe. Some people know who we are. I know we're not like super famous, but it's enough where people might hear us. I don't want everybody at all these tables hearing us talk about stuff. Not that we're talking about anything bad, but sometimes I don't want them to know about everything that happened in our house this week. So I'm like, keep it down. She's like, why are you telling me to keep it down? And I'm like, because I don't want anybody to hear what we're talking about. I don't want them to overhear what we're saying in this private communication between us. And that's why when Jesus got to the house, he sent everybody who was making noise out of the room. Because if they were in there playing their funeral flutes, the little girl couldn't hear him say, Talitha Kum, get up. No. What room are you in right now? What report are you facing? And how can you preach good news to your situation, even as you walk toward a bad report? To me, that would be the strongest level of faith. To know that the worst thing happened or could happen. Most of us, the devil doesn't even have to do it. He just has to threaten us with it. And to me, that's weird because shouldn't we at least make him work for our faith if he wants to take it away? Oh, I can't share that in this setting. I'll share that later. Remind me in a staff meeting to share a certain thing about that. I'll share it later. I can't do it, y'all, because it goes online. If it was just us, I would do it. But I would share it another time when it's more appropriate. But the Lord, he brought something to my mind where I was about to give up. Now, you got time for one more thing? In the statement Jesus makes to Jairus, don't be afraid, just believe. There is no indication that Jairus has stopped believing. But Jesus knows that that's what naturally happens through life. You think it gets easier to trust God as you grow older? It gets harder to go upstairs and to trust God as you get older. That's why we said you eventually have to give your kids to God. You eventually have to give your kids to God. You eventually have to give your problems to God. You eventually have to give the part of yourself that you can't control to God. Eventually. And now you've reached that point where he's saying, just believe. Believe what? Believe what? He has no precedence of resurrection to believe. Remember, he still thinks Jesus is a teacher and maybe a healer. But in no way does he see him able to raise the dead. And so he's going towards something that he's hoping for without even knowing if it's possible. To me, that's what faith feels like. To put one heavy foot in front of the other with your heart broken sometimes. Because I can't find in the passage where Jairus said, I believe, Lord. Can you find it? He just kept going. Here's my house. Here's my daughter's room. Do what you want to do. Is faith that simple? It is when you're in this kind of fight. It is to send everything out of the room that is telling you to quit. Now, here's the problem with me saying quit. You don't have a Greek New Testament, and I don't either. And I already showed you one Greek word, but I need to tell you about another. It doesn't mean believe in Jesus like a one-time thing. It means keep on believing. It's a continual. So it means the thing that made you come to the feet of Jesus and ask him to do it, you have to keep that kind of faith even though it already seems like it's over now. Even though the facts say there's no point in you staying. The faith to believe that if Jesus is with me, the facts are not final. The facts are the facts. It is what it is. I did what I did. I am where I am. I've got to do what I've got to do. I can't just pray everything away by denial and close my eyes and wait for the rapture. The facts are the facts. But are you feeding more facts to your spirit than you are faith to your spirit? Do y'all remember when COVID started and they put a freaking death toll on the screen for us to watch? That's diabolical. That was from the pit of hell while you were watching the death count on the screen. Because all it did was feed your fear. It didn't make you do one thing different. After a certain point, all it did was weaken your faith. It didn't strengthen your intellect. And every time I tell people, I don't watch the news, they look at me with that eye roll like, oh, you're ignorant. But it'd be better for me to be ignorant than to be insane, which is how I feel when I feed my fear with every screen that is available, with every stream that is available. Because the facts don't set you free. The truth does. And He is the truth. Even when the facts are against you, there are more for me than against me. Open your eyes, the prophet said. The facts are not final. The facts are not final. The facts are not final. Depressed is not your new personality type. The facts are not final. Divorced isn't what's going to be written on your tombstone. The facts are not final. God is still working on you. He who began a good work. I don't know what I'm preaching for, but I'm calling you out of the facts and into your faith. To keep believing, to keep believing. I read that 40-something million people by some polls quit their jobs since 2021, which is much higher, as we know this term that we've come to say, not the Great Recession, but the Great Resignation. And that's not my department to talk to you about whether to keep your job or not. But when it comes to your faith, I have noticed that a lot of people will do what is now called a quiet quit. Quiet quit. It's when you hate your job, but you need it. So you stay, but barely. It's a quiet quit. It's a quiet quit. In this moment, Jairus isn't on the verge of denying Christ. That's what Peter did later. By the way, Peter, James, and John, Peter was the loudest one at the table, and he was the loudest one at the campfire denying Christ. John was leaned back on Jesus at the table and quiet, and then he stood quietly by the cross to take care of his mother. Faith is not always something that you can see or hear by externals. It's something you have to know inside. Jairus didn't say a word, but he followed Jesus. He didn't say a word, but he followed Jesus. I don't know who that's a word for, but you're not on the verge of denying Christ. You're not about to walk in God's office and say, I quit. I don't want to be your child anymore. You're not storming into the throne room of heaven saying, God, I hate you and I'm bitter toward you. And why did you take my mom so soon? And why is this happening to me? And I thought you promised you would see me through and I haven't felt your presence. You're not saying it. It's a quiet quit. It happens in relationships all the time. I don't block your number, but I take out my heart. It happens in marriages all the time. I don't stop coming home physically, but nobody's home emotionally. And the message of this text is for somebody who is quiet quitting on God. It's understandable for Jairus to say, never mind. Why bother? After all, that's what everybody from his house is telling him. That's what the facts would suggest. And yet, I thank God for the instant replay. How many of you are old enough to remember a time before the NFL had instant replay? The games were a third as long. And some people don't like instant replay because now when a play happens on the field, if they call it wrong, or if the coach thinks they called it wrong, he could throw a challenge flag. This would be handy for me to use for this illustration. And he could say, hey, I know what you said on the field, but I think you need to give it another look. Some people don't like instant replay. I love it. In fact, as a parent of 3 kids who have played recreational sports, I think we should do instant replay on all recreational sports in every community and have volunteer teams of parents with their iPhone camera. I'm a fan of it because it gives you another chance to look at something that you thought you saw, to say it looked like they were short. And I've seen this happen a few times in games. It's my favorite part. It's like, oh, they were just short of the goal line. And then here comes the challenge flag. Okay, I know nothing about football, but I know something about faith. And the Lord told me today to throw a flag and to tell you that what you thought was over and what you thought was hopeless and what you thought was pointless. See, because if Jesus is still with me, oh God, I gotta close this message. If Jesus is still with me, one thing Jairus has to know, if Jesus was done, he would have left. But if he's still here, that means even the interruption cannot stop God from doing what he said he would do. And it might not happen how I wanted it to happen, but I'm throwing my flag. And when I throw my flag, that official has to go back in the booth. Can you hear me in the back? And I see you going in the booth and get in your prayer closet and ask God to show you from another angle. I see Jesus walking in this church today in a striped shirt like an official to let the devil know after further review. They came to church today talking about why bother? They came to church today with their hearts so low they won't even clap right now. But after further review, the ruling on the field is overturned. No, y'all missed it. It's overturned. She's not dead. She's sleeping. It's not the end. It's a new beginning. The facts aren't final. God has the final word. Come on. Get in your booth and ask God to show you from his perspective. I'm in the booth right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't talk right now. I'm in the booth right now. I'm looking at this situation again right now. I got to see something I didn't see before. I got to know something I can't know with my eyes. I'm sorry, I don't hate you, but I'm in the booth right now. And one word from Jesus can overturn any hopeless situation. Stop putting more faith in the facts than you do in God. Stand up, y'all. It'll pressure me to finish. I don't care what they said. They don't have the final word. They didn't write the book. They're not the way maker. They didn't create you. Why are you going to let somebody else write the instruction manual on a product that God created? You don't know what you can do, what you can be, what you can have, where you can go.
Hey, thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel. I hope you were blessed today. If you were, share this with somebody. Like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, what we can pray for you about. Hope to see you back here again really soon.